Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we have for you this morning. Australia CBDC pilot project, and you're going to like who's heading it up. We got reason 589 XRP is not a security. You're going to want it. John Deaton on why an appeal is not even close to a setback. We got TA for you on XRP, and you're going to want a couple different viewpoints. We also got this FedNow breakdown on mainstream media. You're going to need all of it. And number 6 is Elon Musk, X.com. The Twitter branding is here. It is now X.com. But what has X got to do with crypto? Everything. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on 1 second. I know you got a black screen. 1 second here. There we go. That's more like it. That looks a lot better. Yeah, it's XRP LHQ. Make sure you check it out and look at it. It's got the market news. It's got the XRP rich list, XRP calculator. It is the place, the central hub for the XRP community. Bitcoin right now 29,200 plus. Ethereum 1852 and change. Tether market caps 83.7 billion. We see XRP is at 69 cents. What is happening? We're off by 6.37% in the last 24 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a $1.22 trillion market cap for crypto, and it's off by 1.82%. I'll remind you all right now, while the market's taking a breath, as they say, I Trust Capital is the greatest place to get the crypto with no taxes, ladies and gentlemen. Buying tax-free crypto is the next best thing to buying crypto itself. And you could do that here with I Trust Capital. It is the best crypto IRA on the planet, bar none. Click the link to my sponsor and find out for yourself. You can move your 401k and everything over. It is that incredible. Take a look at this, because this is massive news right here, ladies and gentlemen. Watcher Guru says Twitter to rebrand logo as X to X. And here it is right here. You see it. No longer Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. X.com has been routed to Twitter. We're making the change. It's happening in real time. Listen to what Elon Musk says, if done right, about X will become half of the global financial system.
Essentially, if done right, the X would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that over time it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Or some big number.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big. So it would be by far the biggest sort of financial institution. But like I said, not really in the way that people are used to thinking about banks.
Mm-hmm.
Just the most efficient database for the thing that is money. Like I said, like least amount of fraud. Everything's real time. And if it involves money in any way, it can be dealt with seamlessly on one location.
One location. And there you have it. And in real time, I found that to be interesting, because there isn't many value protocols out here that could help with instant payments, instant settlement, real time. And that makes me wonder how much XRP Ledger may play a role in the back end of this global financial system known as X that could become half of the globe as far as what goes on in payments and movement of money and value. Pretty remarkable. I don't find it a coincidence that we see this timely. The licensing approval for payments for Twitter, the rebranding to X.com. Elon's made it clear that WeChat over on the other side of the world has become a super app. He looks to do the same exact thing now with Twitter itself being X.com. And it all is going to tap into FedNow for the banking system at some point, at some layer on the back end. So let's take a listen now, because as Chad says here, FedNow, when they discuss it on TV, it's already too late. Remember that. I'm inclined to agree with him, because the truth is when they do tell the mainstream media, we're always the last to know, right? Isn't that the truth? Take a listen.
In your bank account, the Federal Reserve announcing it has gone
live with its new FedNow instant payment system, a system that should allow households and businesses to send payments and receive money immediately without those troubling 3-day holds on checks and waiting for payments to clear in the sender's account and waiting for the bank to open on Monday or after a holiday. The FedNow system is an instant payment system. It's available 24/7, 365 days a year. To begin with, 35 banks and 16 service providers have already signed up. Those banks include things like JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, as well as smaller credit unions and other banks. Unclear if the banks are going to charge for this instant payment. They are charged, but they may or may not pass that along to consumers. Fed Chair Jay Powell saying in a press release, over time, as more banks choose to use this tool, the benefits to individuals and businesses will include enabling a person to immediately receive a paycheck or a company to instantly access funds when an invoice is paid. This doesn't eliminate the PayPals and the Venmos of the world or Zelle. Theoretically, they could use the FedNow system, which is a bank-to-bank system, to send payments, but it's unclear, guys, if those services now face a new challenge from banks of all sizes that can offer similar services. Sarah?
But bottom line, faster payments, good for consumer, right, Steve?
I think so, Sarah. That's exactly right. I think you get there and you don't have those holds on the checks. Look, if you have money in your account and you send money to somebody else with an account, obviously they can take that money out, but there's actually a hold on that account. It's really for people who don't have that money on account. Say a small business guy who's doing a big project, gets a payment, has to wait till that payment clears. It could really help them out.
And there you have it. And shout out to XRP Drops for that original clip there as well. Give them all a follow. I don't find it mutually exclusive that, let's just look at those things. FedNow rolls out. As we had hoped, we got a favorable decision for XRP 7 days before the launch of FedNow. Licensing granted to payments for Twitter and the rebranding to X.com to become a super app to supply half of the global financial system for payments and moving money. And XRP is geared to help with cross-border payment movement and settlement of anything to anything. I don't find all of these events to be mutually exclusive. Just like this. This is a representation of what's going on with so many central banks around the world. And who's leading this project? Shout out to Susan Anthony for this one. Dilip Rao, former Rippler, the Digital Finance Cooperative Research Center headed by Dilip Rao, the former Rippler here, selects 15 partners for Australian CBDC pilot project. You go down this, Dilip Rao, Program Director of Australian CBDC pilot project, has announced that the project has completed and highlighted 15 use case pilots. They were chosen from over 140 submissions to Reserve Bank of Australia. CBDC distribution and offline payments, ANZ trialed with Ripple. Nature-based asset trading, ANZ and Commonwealth Bank partner with Ripple. Superstream payments, ANZ and OBAN. Corporate bond settlement, Australian Bond Exchange. Tokenized FX settlements, Canvas Digital. GST automation, Commonwealth Bank Intuit. It says here CBDC custodial models, DigiCash. Livestock auction, Fame Capital. It says high-quality liquid asset securities trading, Imperium Markets. Interoperable CBDCs for trusted Web3 commerce, MasterCard and CUSCAL. It says here funds custody, Munova, and it says construction payments not centralized, tokenized bills, Unizone. This is what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. This is happening at scale around the world. Now, this is a special project because it's former Rippler Dilip Rao himself. Absolutely. Cool your jets, if you remember that. This is reason 589 that XRP is not a security, ladies and gentlemen. Futures are only offered on top of commodities. Let that sink in for a minute. Yeah. John Deaton says here, with all the talk about the U.S. SEC hinting and signaling that it will appeal from the Dow Quan Terra Luna case, an appeal is not even close to be a setback. First, it will be 2 years from now before a decision is issued by the Second Circuit. If it's appealed, the Torres decision is the law until then, at least in the Second Circuit. Second, even if the Second Circuit said Torres was wrong regarding her application of the third Howey factor, which I predict they won't, That doesn't mean that the SEC wins on programmatic sales on exchanges, as it were. All that happens is that Torres then applies the other two factors that could likely still rule the same exact way, concluding that the SEC didn't satisfy the common enterprise factor, which is a more difficult factor to meet, in my opinion, than the third factor. Don't let anyone underestimate how significant this win for XRP and XRP holders and Ripple actually are. There you have it. He says here, let me be more precise. I'm not suggesting that Judge Torres' decision is binding within the Southern District of New York. A fellow district judge could disagree with her, but I think a fellow judge in the Second Circuit Court is going to be hard-pressed to disagree with Judge Torres, especially considering that she cited Judge Castle from Telegram. After reading the Coinbase transcript, we can see it's already playing out that way. So there you have that on top of all the other great points that John Deaton has made. Look, they're saber rattling. They're probably going to do it because they know if they don't do it, they're really looking at losing all of these other cases that they want to pursue from the SEC. So they're kind of between a rock and a hard place here, and it's obviously a bargaining chip to try to get as much fine money from Ripple over the early sales. They're going to need a waiver to clear them of that sales. They're going to need probably a no action letter going forward for sales in the future. And that is going to be a pay to play moment for the SEC, which is really what that organization is, because it's done nothing to protect investors. That is for sure. Crypto Insight UK says, let's take a look at the 4-hour chart of XRP. He says the last time we were this oversold, as you can see right down here, we were at 44 cents. Now, does that mean that we're going to revisit 44 cents? We don't know. But what we do know from the top of this show is that we are certainly not where we wanted to be at a higher price. We are falling off. So there is something to watch out for. Dark Defender says here, he says, we found support at 71 cents, which has slipped since then. Inside the bull flag area, the daily trend indicator has not turned green, but weekly and monthly are. So we know the daily is still not bullish, right? It means that starting Monday, XRP will be fighting between 77 and 71 cents, which it has since lost a little bit. We expect August as the break. We had the first leg earlier in July. Specifically, XRP is to decide where I expect the uptrend to continue is the second leg before the 27th of July in just 3 days from now. So we'll see the decision next week, first towards $1.67, then towards $3.39 will be in sight. But what we don't know is if the current price at 69 cents debunks the TA that we're currently at, or if it's still inside of that bull flag area right now on the daily. So we have to watch this very closely to see what happens, and we will. And we appreciate Dark Defender, Eggrag Crypto, Crypto Insight UK, and Crypto Bull 2020, and all the other Coins Kid and so many other technical analysts that are gracious enough to share their information with all of us, and we appreciate them. And it's not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.